welcome back. So today's video I'll be trying out the new NYX Total Control Drop Foundation, which I purchased off of Ulta, and I also purchased the brush that they recommended using with this foundation, and both of them were $14 each. Now this particular foundation comes in 24 shades and you're able to adjust its coverage by the amount of drops that you use. On the box it says 2 drops for light, 3 drops for medium coverage, and 4 drops for full coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead and try with the medium coverage. I usually use between the medium and full coverage. So this is what the bottle looks like. Let's open it up. The consistency is very watery. Okay, let's take a look at the brush. If I can open it. Okay, this is the brush. The handle is very well made. It's plastic, but it's heavy duty. And this is the bristles. Very soft. I honestly thought it was gonna have like a divot in it, like the Bare Minerals one. They have like a divot where you put the foundation in and then you put it on your face, but this one doesn't have a divot. It's just very, it's just cut at an angle and it's very smooth and soft. So let's go ahead and try out the foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my primer first, which would be the MAC Matte Primer. Up. Okay, I got my hair up. So let's go ahead and try this foundation. It says to go ahead and shake it, so let's shake it up. And it says medium 3 drops. There's a plus sign on it, so it says medium 3 drops plus. I'm gonna start off with 3, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop it onto my Silla sponge. I use this Silla sponge as a blender, and also I like to put my makeup on here when I use like just my beauty blender. I like to put it on here first. It doesn't soak up any foundation, so I feel like I'm not wasting any foundation. So let's go ahead and put 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and take my brush. I think this color is a little too light for me. It's hard to order online foundations. I usually go with like a medium beige, but because of the description of it, of the undertones, I went with the buff. I think I should have gone with the medium beige, but yeah, I feel like there's not enough coverage. So I'm gonna go add a little bit more. Close this up so I don't spill it. Right off the bat, it's definitely too white for my skin. It glides on. The brush is super smooth. I'm more used to using a beauty blender than a brush on my whole face. I usually use a foundation brush just to get in the areas here and above here. But other than that, I always use beauty blenders, and I've been using the Silla sponge. It's using a lot more product than what the box says as far as the, I'm already past, 6 drops, and that's for the full coverage. The way the brush is cut, it's really good. It gets into the crevices, where normally I would have to use another foundation brush in here before I use my beauty blender. It's not, I don't like the way it looks. It's, I don't know if it's the brush. I feel like it's streaking. You know what I'm gonna try and do? I'm gonna go ahead and get my beauty blender and I'm gonna use that. I feel like it's streaky. I'll be right back. Okay, let's try with the beauty blender. I definitely like it better with the beauty blender. It looks a little bit smoother. I think that's why I'm not so keen on using foundation brushes to blend out my entire face. I just feel like it always looks so streaky. Could be just the texture on my skin. But yeah, it looks definitely better now. It's still white. I'm definitely gonna have to make it work with the rest of my makeup. Let's look at it. Okay, it definitely looks better. So I'm gonna go and put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. What I did before I went and put the rest of my makeup on is I went outside and I looked at myself in natural light, and the first thing I noticed was the creasing here below my eyes in that short amount of time. My normal foundation doesn't do that. So that's the first thing I noticed. And the second thing I noticed, on the website it says it's a velvety matte foundation. It's definitely velvety. I would say it's more of a semi-matte. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is go about my day. I have a whole bunch of errands to do and I'll do a check-in in a few hours. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back from my check-in. It's been about 6 hours since I put on the foundation. So let me take a look at it. It's oily. It's not too bad. It's oily, but I've had worse at this point. There's a little bit of area here that's rubbed off. Just a little bit. The biggest thing that I noticed is the creasing right here, which happened almost immediately when I went outside to look at it in the natural light. I already saw that. My pores are not too bad. Let me see. Yeah, and I did notice that when I had put on the foundation, at first it was super light. To me, it was just too light for my skin, but it oxidized a little bit, so it's a little bit better as far as the shade color. Let me try and do a touch-up now. When I do touch-ups, I only do touch-ups with the blotting paper. So let's see if that does anything. Now that I'm blotting it, I can see areas where it's actually taking off the makeup, the foundation. There's more going on here that's getting rubbed off. I don't see anything on the paper, but when I blot it, it's like I see areas that, like here, it's gotten worse. And also, earlier I was using my cell phone, and when I looked at my cell phone to shut it off, I noticed that there was a lot of foundation on the face itself, and I was just like, ooh, that's gross. I mean, I've never had a foundation that's I've had it where it rubbed off, but not to that point. So it definitely does transfer. But I don't know. I'm just thinking. Maybe this foundation is not good for more mature skin. Maybe it's better for younger skin if you have you know, like a already super smooth skin, that it would look really good on it. My skin is a little bit on the mature side, so that's what I think is happening, especially in this area here, where it creased up immediately. And also it says as it was a sheer to full coverage. I think it was 2 for sheer and 4 drops for full coverage. I think I used about 7 drops to get the full coverage, so it takes a little bit more. But overall, I think this foundation is meant for people with younger skin versus more mature skin, because I think if you have mature skin and you already have lines on your face, it's gonna sink in and accentuate it a little bit more. And as far as the brush goes, I didn't really care for it. To me, it just streaked too much, and my beauty blender did a better job. Maybe that's why I prefer to use beauty blenders or, you know, some kind of sponge versus any kind of brush, because I've always had it where it seems like it's just so streaky. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you have any comments, go ahead and put them below. Please don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, bye!